Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. And today we are talking about reducing more resistance. When we talk about self love, resistance has a way to challenge us. And like the brain does not want us to change, right? It likes to keep things status quo. And when we're had enough of how things are going on, we want things to shift. But the brain will challenge us. So in today's episode, sorry about that, I will dig deeper into handling resistance from your kids or even yourself. And we'll discover how Snap Tap Zap can ease tension and build trust, cooperation, and mutual respect. So, are you struggling at home and having some battles with your loved ones, with um, those that I'm not sure how to do this? There we go. I have my special guest arriving. So I'm just going to bring him on and welcome Christian. Christian is a dad of 4 kids. And oh, we've got Santa here today again. Ho, ho, ho. There you go. So, as we talk about the resistance we have to wanting to shift so that things flow smoother in the home, so that there's this cohesiveness, so that we're leading with more love, there are so many different things that we can do. Often we know what doesn't work, what we've been doing. If things aren't cohesive and there isn't um, enough moments of peace and joy in the home, and that's what we want to create, where we've got to look at ourselves and our self love. Go ahead, Christian.
We're gonna pause right there and say we cannot start aiming at a target which we cannot see.
Mm, yes. So, how do we create that target that
Well,
we want to see?
that's so we can't, and we're going to take a little bit of. I'm so motivated and so humbled. The Special Olympics just occurred a couple of months ago, and some of these folks that took the stage and
Yeah.
just really amazed the rest of the world. But it's just, again, going back to the resilience. And I bring this up because those folks are way superhuman folks, performing at a superhuman level without norms, outside of the norms, if you will. And
Hmm.
so I just take a second and I remember a young gal, archery. And I'm sure she practiced a lot more than that one shot, boy, because she hit right on that bullseye. But if we don't know what we're aiming for, if we can't even see what that end looks like, that's where I go back to. And absolutely, welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families, for human beings, for moms, for nurturers, for everyone. It truly is. And so I'm glad to be here. And it's really heavy on my heart how we can help one another. So please share this. If you've gotten any benefit from it, I'd like you to share it. And I'd like you to share it in an awesome way where you can share it with us as a snap, tap, and zap. Go along with the anything that we've already put out on the platforms. Share it as a comment. Maybe have them reach out to us. They can share, they can comment, they can like, they can whatever it is. Here's one thing I just need to let folks know, and this is just being guided to here. And is if we can't see that picture of what we want that end goal to be, then it gets much more difficult to aim for that. And folks like myself that are logical need to have that.
Yes, I love that. And I love that you brought up the Olympics and the Paralympics, right? Because these people that have a certain physical handicap and are able to perform in Olympics, they work so hard. Their determination. I met Briley. I can't remember her last name. I'll write it in the chat after. She's an advocate for special needs, for individuals with special needs. And that lady is brilliant. I mean, she can remember everything I say to her, yay! But she has so much determination. She herself was born with a physical disability, and how people treat us, how they look at us, has builds our resilience. And this resilience, when we choose to shift in our family, we get resistance. When we choose to shift within ourselves, we get resistance because our brain is used to the status quo and it's easy, it does it the same way all the time. And when it's time where we're like, I've had enough, I don't want to live in stress anymore, I don't want to live in overwhelm all the time, I don't want to be dealing with my kids' battles all the time, I want new things to happen. Go ahead.
But right, and then there's the but, and then there's the what. So
What does that look like?
let's pause. Yeah, let's pause and understand. We know the world and life happens. We
Yes.
know that frustrations build up or happen in the moment. We know things are going to strike, and it's just like some people, old cartoons is what I visualize now, and I'm able to now. So it's just that little coyote and the and that Roadrunner. And
Yes.
so it is very easy. And Christine just said right now, folks, it is easy if it was, and this will be easy. I don't want to say if it was hard. No, 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 no.
No.
I just want to remind folks is it's going to be as easy as walking. It is going to be as easy as talking. Well, you say, it's easy for you, Christian, because you have two legs. You're right. It is easier for me with two legs to learn or to walk, but somebody that did not and have the same life that started out may have had a challenge, but they've learned other things and they've built up resilience. So I go back to and say, we know there's going to be challenges. This is what we're talking about. To understand the temporary nudges or the temporary challenges or the temporary issues, for you folks to be able to understand they're just that. 5 second anger does not need to be something that spills out into the rest of your day or actions or words or emotions that will carry you. The
Mhm.
one thing that people love to share is your emotions are a piece of paper, and once you crumble them, you can never flatten them back out because those lines and those crinkles and all of that is exists.
It's still
But
there.
if you feel and understand that those wrinkles are there for a purpose, and whatever you're being called out to is just being a better you, it's just because you are worth it. You
Yes.
are worth smiling. And if your kiddo gets upset or your partner is in a mood or whatever it is, know that they need love. Just like when you're upset and you need love and you need a hug, but the norms stay. I got this. I don't need, I'm good. I'm okay. It'll be fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just snap.
Because I
Maybe.
felt it. Oh, I felt it. I
Yeah.
felt it. I felt it. and your kiddos are going, it's going to be easier for you. It'll get easier. It'll become easier. It won't be the easiest, but it will become easier. It'll become your second nature. But we can't make it the second nature if we're not even aware of it. We can't make it a second nature if we don't identify and pushing into those things, leaning into those pain points, leaning into that stress. Start breathing, start breathing, and start giving yourself grace because you fell a couple times on your bottom when you learned to walk.
A
We still
couple?
make.
I don't know. You
We
must be some kind of walking genius there, Kristen. But my recollection of my two beautiful kids, it was many, 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 many times. And anything that we learn that is new, sometimes we fall a lot. Some things are very easy. We get it like this. And there's other things that create a lot of resistance and take us more time
that's
to
that's where
learn.
that comes in. Yes, that's where that comes in,
And
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 go
that's
into
why
that.
we need to have so much grace towards ourselves. If you haven't been feeling your emotions for the last 20 years, you need to give yourself so much grace and just believe. Keep snap, breathe in, tapping, relaxing the shoulders, the spine, and exhale that onto the spiraling train or the hot air balloon. If you need to draw the pictures, I liked how you had the cartoon pictures. Draw yourself some cartoon pictures. I do have a children's program for the little ones, and it's all in 2D video animation called How to Become the Superhero of My Emotions. Because if you're not dealing with your emotions, how is your child supposed to learn? Because you're their role model. And I was watching a clip the other day, and it was dad was doing something, and the baby was mimicking the language too, right? Remember the first time you swore in front of your kids and your kid swears back and you're like, oh my goodness, what was that? How did I lose it right there? And it really our children mirror what it
See.
is that we need to learn.
And and I just found this out. Not only do they learn, and we don't learn by being
No.
taught what we're supposed to do. And a lot of people say, do as I say, not as I do. So please understand. That's your alignment be enough. Do as I say,
Yeah.
not as I do. And so you yourself go, I don't believe myself because I know it's just out. And so because I don't actually act, so
Yeah.
please understand it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay
It's
wherever
that
you're
inner
at in life.
confusion, right?
Yes.
A confused child will show you the confusion. One day
A
doing
confused
one.
adult, a confused adult will go into defensive. We'll
Yes,
go into
yes,
justification.
yes,
We've
yes,
equipped our brains to tell you reasonings for,
yes,
because our brains as children just know the honest truth, and are supposed to. Now remember, they're going to mirror their environment. So if you do kind of half lies or gray areas, that's
yes,
what you're going to get. And then when we get upset, when we go, I said, you have to sit there and be patient. Where's my next door? Where's my ring? Where's my Netflix? And hey, my order's not here and my order's late. And we say, Johnny, sit and be patient. But we turn around, then
yeah,
we get upset when and they're nudging and they're saying, Mom, Dad, hey, I need this or that. So we must already see it. And this is the beautiful part, as you guys will be able to start to understand. Now I see a target. Now I say, oh my, if I keep acting this way, there's nobody else I'm going to be upset at but myself. And with that being said, not only am I the only one to be upset about, but wait a minute, I can change how I'm going to react before being
yes,
frustrated. If
yes,
I change how I act, then I'm going to change how I deliver and Therefore, they see something different. And I tell you, from a very overprotective father of four and husband, I've battled for 11 years without kids, married to this wonderful, beautiful partner of mine. Now we've passed 23 years of marriage, but we've battled for 11 years without kiddos. And we were surrounded by nieces and nephews and other godchildren, godparents. And I'm sure all you folks can understand just a little bit of my yearning for kids. I'm that little bit of a, where I
Mhm.
step on Legos and I smile, where I clean up messes and my back starts hurting and I'm going, yes, because I
It's
have Legos,
good for
I
you.
have children, I
Mm.
have plenty full of toys and messes that my bags hurt and I'm stepping on these things
I'm glad
and I
you
can't
brought
control
that
it.
up, stepping on the toys and being glad. And what if you give your child a challenge? Who's going to pick up the most?
Oh, that's
And then you've got a helper, and it's a game. Yes, it teaches a little bit of competition, and some people don't agree with it. But a little bit of competition can always be good as long as we don't
healthily.
overdo it.
Yes. And
Competition,
that's the
you know?
difference between what we're going to be sharing. Yes. Yes. Keep
Yes.
going, Christine.
So there are so many things. I mean, having taught for 30 years and with kids, I have like a gazillion ideas of what you can do and try. And
Yes.
was I the best mom when my brain went into survival mode? I was not the best mom that I thought I was. It was all these old patterns that came up. And so now I know when they come up, I snap, I breathe, I tap on a meridian point, the one that feels right. You've got the sternum. Some of you have seen me on the edge of the collarbone point here. And you've also seen around the ears. And you exhale that onto the hot air balloon or the spiraling train. And you keep doing it till you're calm. And if you can see yourself, how you talk to yourself, right? Self love starts with us. And I was driving earlier and I was thinking, how many times do I do something and I say to myself, what the beep beep was that? How is that self love, right? When we start with us, there becomes this, we create this space where we can't tolerate it from others anymore. So we want to just snap, tap, relax, and exhale. Think of one thought that you say to yourself quite often. It might even be something that you've mimicked from your parents without even realizing it, that you say to yourself and that you wish you could shift right now on the spot with us.
As they're thinking of that thought, the one thought, and we're going to ask them to write it down.
Yes,
If you're
please.
somewhere you can, please write it down. And then just take a quick second to see how it makes you feel. Because this is one huge
Yes,
thing that I'm learning within this group. And
yes,
by the way, I'm still at 4 sessions, so I haven't completed any more, just so that we're clear here, okay? I'm having these minis with everyone that is around, that you're all invited. Clue in, plug in, reach out. More than happy to. These mini sessions, because this is where I was going. I now am equipped and I like to get into triggering situations to now make that shift only because I've gotten my basics, if you will, okay, my basics down, and
yes,
because of what I went through this weekend, that
yes,
is what I continued to do, which was just breathe through it, and it allowed me to say, again, I mentioned, as the Irish say, why is sadness upon me? Why is hurt upon me? Now thank you, hurt, you've taught me. Now I've released you into the deep down volcano or into the hot air balloon and blew it into it and it floated away, or it was recycled into earth, whatever it is that you want to. But I want to have help understand that as we release, it goes back into the earth, and earth replenishes us with oxygen. So it is something that you are in control of, and you will be more in control of, and you will be able to make better decisions. And small is where it's at, and consistent is where it's at, because you need that
Yeah.
grace, that patience with
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Because in our brain, we're going, me? I'm 40. I'm already over 40, and I don't have my stuff together, and my kids are. No, 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 no,
I'm
no.
way over 40. And it took me a very long time to get here, and it's okay. It
That's
doesn't
it. That's
matter
it.
if you're
That's it.
20, 40, 60, 80. It doesn't
50,
matter.
80. It
It
absolutely does
does
not.
not matter. What matters is what you want for you starting today.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is the
Yes.
most important. So, with all that, you must have had time to write a sentence that you want to shift. So, let's snap, breathe in, notice in your body how that sentence feels that when you say that to you, like, why did the beep beep did I do that? I knew better, whatever your sentence is, and exhale that onto the spiraling train or the hot air balloon. And because it's a thought, I'm going to bring you around the ears. Breathe in. Relax the shoulders and the spine and exhale it out. See those words coming out of you. See yourself saying, I am done with this. It's enough. I don't wish to speak to myself that way. Actually, I hope, I desire to. And what is it that you desire instead? So take your paper, cross out the old one, and what's your new one? And that will become your affirmation or your mantra, however you want to call it. Write it big on your screensaver, make a poster on your wall, bathroom mirror. I have this, I had this habit of, things would irk me and I'd keep them inside. So in my bathroom, I have a sticky note that says, something is bugging me. Do I want to deal with it alone or do I want my boyfriend to help me deal with it? And that's the question I have there. Every day that I brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, I see this little sticky note to remind my brain that that's where my success is. It's a new way. I am creating my own success. And it's our responsibility. We have the gift of choice. We get to choose. Choose
Everything.
your success. Choose
Everything.
your own success. Yes, everything that brings you joy. Yes, there's
Um,
moments we're all over the place, and that's okay. Allow that. Snap. I could be a month out of whack when my kids were young. Now, some of you might say it's age. It isn't age. It's because I choose to snap, tap, and zap that out because I choose myself. I choose myself love. And when old stuff bubbles up to the surface, I give myself grace and allow it, right? Remember, we said when we tap on a meridian point, there are a few different ones that I've taught you so far. We are calming the amygdala, we are calming the survival mode. When we use the imagination to release it, whether it be the hot air balloon, by the way, dads, if there's some moms there too, moms seem to love the incinerator. So I do not know why, they just do. So if some of you dads want to use an incinerator and blow it in the incinerator, I think it's because you can really see it burn up and it's beautiful.
And
Fine.
for our eco-friendly folks, we can always have one that is recycled back into the earth. And I say
Yes.
this because
Mm,
you brought up a couple of points, and one I just wanted to hop
yes.
into is we're gonna have these thoughts even while we're saying the good stuff. But
Yes.
even in that kind of back and forth, oh, I will say, I would say, oh, such a such a and so I stopped myself because I no longer feel that way. But it
Mm,
was almost, and it's an automatic, like if
yes.
folks watch The Simpsons, that no, and it's just that knee jerk reaction, and everybody that has it. If you have a knee and you have a knee jerk reaction, there's a little point that the doctors would tap on your knee, and it's a knee jerk reaction. So it's automatic.
Yeah.
However, this is what we're meaning. Even on the back and forth, is I say to myself, boy, I am glad that is no longer my thoughts. Oh boy,
Yes.
I am. Oh, oh man, I am glad. Oh, you did it again. You pointed out how I used to think. Used be graceful even to that. And when your children or your loved one or your family still see that old, because that's who they identify, that's who they've recognized, that's who they've heard for so many years,
Yes.
allow yourself to have grace for you,
Yes.
especially coming up in these holidays or whenever you're around folks, because you're going to, and you're going to hear about the stories and about this youth and about this childhood, and allow yourself. And if you're tapping while you're at the dinner table and or whatever event, and they're talking about these things that give you anxiety, just know that you can choose love and choose
Yes.
to say, that is no longer, boy, that was a goofy me as a child, as a as a whatever.
Yeah.
Boy, that was me. Don't be so hard on yourself. You didn't know. You didn't have the tools. You weren't equipped. That's like
Yes.
me asking Christine to speak to me in Spanish. Háblame en español, por favor.
Hablo
Necesito que
un
me hables
poco
en
de
español.
español, mi español es muy,
And me demanding her to speak into Spanish and frustrating her to speak Spanish because she knows a little bit of French. And you should know, if you know a little bit of French, then you should know a little bit of Spanish. It's frustrating. It's conflict. It's that what we don't want.
Yeah.
I give it
Well,
back to
thank
Christine.
you. Thank you for sharing all these aspects from the dad's perspective, the dad's brain, right? And we all have different kinds of brains, whether we're artistic, whether we're logical, whether we're expressive. And it's just me and myself. How do I feel right now? And do I need to snap, tap, zap, and calm myself before I take my next step? Whether it's in business or with your family. I think I mentioned the other day you're walking into the kitchen and you can hear the chaos. Before you walk in, give yourself some self love, ground yourself, prepare what you want to say. And sometimes, if you've been a total people pleaser like I had, and you need to be in a situation where you need to express yourself, writing it in big letters on a piece of paper, walking in with a paper that says, "Can we all calm down, please?" you know, and they'll be taken aback, not used to that. I'm sorry, Christian. We have to go. Our time is up for today. I know. Join us
Yeah.
tomorrow and about being present so that we
Oh,
can give more to our family, our
as
kids,
you're
being
as you're
present.
running down the stairs and you're stressed out about what's going on in the chaos, join them. That's being present. Have fun with them.
Mm.
Take that change. Oh, that's one for the next time. And that's what was my ending that I was holding my hand up for. Blessings, folks. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific.